Hi artists. Underneath our color wheel, we're going to try a few color schemes, and that just means color combinations. So on the second half of your sketchbook, please write color schemes. And we're going to try analogous colors. Analogous means they're close together on the color wheel. So we'll say touching on the color wheel. We're going to try tertiary colors. This means in between primary and secondary colors. We're also going to try complementary colors. And this means across each other on the color wheel. Finally, I'm going to show you some monochrome colors, which just means going from light to dark of one color. Okay, so let's start with some analogous colors. So a few colors that touch on the color wheel are red and orange and yellow, so they're close together. This is my favorite analogous color scheme. So I'm going to use a little red and blend it with a little orange, and then it moves to yellow. The next color scheme that I'm going to try is green to blue to purple. So we have green, blue, purple. I'm going to use my deep blue. Green to blue to purple. And another one I might try is yellow to green to blue. So these are just colors that are close together on the color wheel. Yellow, they're touching. And they look really nice together, I think. Okay, tertiary colors are in between a primary color and a secondary color. So blue is a primary color, green is a secondary color. I'm going to layer one on the blue on top of the green to show you what happens when you get a color that's in between. So the color that's in between green and blue right now, this is the tertiary color. This is turquoise. So this is an example of a tertiary here. Okay, and then in between, red is a primary color, orange is a secondary color. In between, so I'm going to use my lighter color first, and the red on top of the orange. This is just called red orange right here. So this is a tertiary right here. And then another example is red and purple, which create magenta. So I'm going to put red down first, and then purple on top. And the color in between red and purple is the tertiary color. And I'll try one more. I'll do yellow and green. So I'm going to layer the yellow first, and then green on top of the yellow. So yellow, green, or light green, that's a tertiary color between yellow and green. Okay, complementary colors are opposite each other on the color wheel. So if you look across the color wheel, these are complementary: red and green, orange and blue, and yellow and purple. So these combinations, they turn into like a brown or a muddy color. So I don't love to mix them, but just to show you what happens, when you mix complementary colors, they kind of turn brown or neutral color. So they're really good for like skin tones because everyone's some sort of shade of brown, I think. And so orange and blue are opposite. And finally, green and red. So I'm not sure which is darker. I think the green might be a little darker, so I'm going to use the red first. And the green on top. Okay. Last, monochrome just means the lightness or darkness of one color. So for example, if you use light blue to dark blue to black, that's a monochrome. So I'll just show you an example of that. So this is light blue, and then to dark blue, to black. You can also include white in a monochrome, but with colored pencil it doesn't show up like paint does. Another example is pink to red. So pink is just red with white in it. So here's one more example of a monochromatic color scheme. So pink to red, and then I might use the deep red on the last spectrum of the value scale here. So these are monochromatic color schemes.